and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to the Forbes India Small Business Summit presented by PhonePe Payment Gateway. I'm Swati Shahi. Now, PhonePe Payment Gateway is a comprehensive digital payments platform that enables businesses to securely accept and manage online payments. With seamless integration and support for multiple payment methods, it caters to various business sectors. So whether you're taking your offline business online or looking to maximize conversations for your online store, of course, whether it's hosted on platforms like WooCommerce or Shopify, or have your own app and website, PhonePe Payment Gateway has you covered. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today in Indore, in the heart of Madhya Pradesh's MSME ecosystem, to explore how this vibrant sector can scale up and achieve global success through digital transformation. Now, as we strive towards the ambitious goal of a $5 trillion economy, small businesses and startups are leading the way, fueling the economic growth and transformation. The government of Madhya Pradesh has taken several steps to derive maximum benefits for MSME sector out of the policy initiatives at the central and state level. The state government has also taken progressive steps towards improving the ease of doing business in the state. Now, today we have curated an engaging and insightful agenda for you all, featuring a diverse array of discussions and expert insights that are designed to provide practical strategies, innovative ideas, and of course, inspirational stories to help us navigate this very and ever-evolving landscape of small businesses and startups. Our goal is to equip you all with tools and perspectives that are needed to capitalize on emerging ventures towards greater success. So let's immerse ourselves in the discussions ahead and explore the very promising opportunities that await us on this exciting journey. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, to kick off today's proceedings, I would like to invite on stage Shruti Mishra, Deputy Editor, CNBC TV 18, for the welcome address. A round of applause for her, please.
Thank you, Swati. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Forbes India Small Business Summit presented by PhonePe Payment Gateway, a groundbreaking payment aggregator that's revolutionizing in-app payments. India is on an ambitious path to becoming the world's third largest economy by 2027 and a fully developed nation by 2047. At the heart of this transformation are small businesses, particularly MSMEs, which currently contribute around 30% to the nation's GDP and form the backbone of our economy. As India continues to embrace its entrepreneurial drive and innovation spirit, the growth and expansion of these small businesses will be key to driving prosperity at the grassroots level. To champion and amplify this entrepreneurial momentum, Forbes India has launched the Small Business Summit presented by PhonePe Payment Gateway, a marquee event dedicated to empowering small businesses. Now, the summit aims to lay a strong foundation for enterprises in today's dynamic economic landscape. The journey begins with SMB Huddle events in Chennai, Lucknow, Indore, and Pune, culminating in a grand summit in New Delhi. We are excited to be here in Indore, one of the cleanest cities of India that is also building a conducive environment for many SMEs. From its strategic location to low operational costs, the MSME sector here spans diverse industries and has helped increase the state's exports by 1,000% in the last 2 decades. And today, at the third SMB Huddle in Indore, we explore how the state's success story can be replicated across India, fueling the nation's growth. As part of this summit, we will also recognize and felicitate small businesses that have made significant contributions to India's growth. Their innovation and impact on the industry have been remarkable, and we look forward to celebrating their achievements at this prestigious event. I would like to end with a quote by Michael Dell: "Ideas are commodity, execution of them is not, so dream, hustle, repeat." Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time and hope you enjoy the evening.
Thank you, Shruti. And well, now to take us deeper into the conversation of the MSME growth and digital empowerment, well, we have a very special representative from PhonePe Gateway. Now, under his leadership, the business is focused on driving innovation, enhancing merchant experiences, and optimizing customer satisfaction to set new standards in digital payments. With over 20 years of experience in the banking and fintech sectors, combining deep industry expertise with a commitment to excellence. He is an alumnus of IIM Ahmedabad, bringing a blend of strategic insight and operational excellence to PhonePe's expanding fintech landscape. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage Ankit Gaur, head of the Payment Gateway Business and Online Merchants at PhonePe, for his opening speech.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the warm welcome, Swati. It's a privilege to be here in Indore, a city that reflects the entrepreneurial spirit of Madhya Pradesh, a region where tradition seamlessly blends with forward-thinking ideas. Madhya Pradesh has long been a hub of industry and innovation, but more importantly, it has nurtured small businesses where entrepreneurship energy runs deep. Indore is a shining example of how small businesses can make a big impact, from the renowned Maheshwari and Chanderi saris to the distinct Bagh prints. The craftsmanship of this city is recognized worldwide. These products showcase the strength and potential of local businesses to succeed on a global scale. Today, PhonePe Payment Gateway, in partnership with Forbes, is proud to celebrate these humble yet powerful beginnings. We are on the brink of a transformative era. Small businesses are no longer limited to local markets. They are poised to make their mark on the world stage. I see a new generation of business leaders like yourselves, unafraid to innovate, challenge the status quo, and seize new opportunities with boldness and purpose. At PhonePe Payment Gateway, we've had the privilege of collaborating with many forward-thinking businesses. We firmly believe that technology will remain the key driver of growth. From digital payments to AI-powered analytics, the right tools empower small businesses to achieve more with less, scale faster, and compete on a global scale. What sets your businesses apart is your resilience, your adaptability. Unlike larger corporations, small businesses have the agility to pivot quickly in response to market shifts, to customer needs, and technological advancements. This ability that you have to adapt swiftly is your superpower. It's what enables you to thrive in today's rapidly changing business environment. The businesses that listen to customer feedback, anticipate market shifts, and embrace reinvention will lead the future. One shining example is Indore's thriving garment business. Over 1,200 units, these businesses have embraced automation, invested in digital marketing, and transformed into a global supply hub. These are not just success stories. These are blueprints for innovative business growth. As your business grows, whether you're transitioning from offline to online, expanding your digital presence, remember, this journey takes courage, flexibility, and a relentless focus on innovation. The government's initiatives like Atmanirbhar Bharat, along with support from financial institutions and tech partners like us, PhonePe, we are opening doors that were once out of reach. These initiatives are not only supportive, they're opportunities for creating SMEs to enter new supply chains and explore untapped markets. But growth must be sustainable. Madhya Pradesh is rich in natural resources, is uniquely positioned to lead the way in sustainable business practices. SMEs in sectors like textiles, agro-processing have an incredible opportunity to pioneer eco-friendly solutions, reduce waste, and embrace the circular economy. By doing so, you can set the standard for sustainability that resonates far beyond your state's borders. As I reflect upon the future of growing businesses in Madhya Pradesh, I'm filled with optimism. we are witnessing the rise of a new generation of businesses that aren't just growing, but are pioneering new business models. Now, while it's all good, while it's inspiring to celebrate success, the significant impact of small businesses on the economy, we also understand the daily challenges entrepreneurs face throughout the year, whether you're in offline or in online. We've spoken to countless businesses such as yourselves across cities. We've done Jaipur, Kolkata, Lucknow, and many, many more before coming here. Now, one of the main challenges businesses face is taking the first step towards adoption of digital methods and identifying the right technology, identifying the right skilled resources. So even though digitization is crucial in today's competitive landscape, many, many businesses such as yourselves possibly are struggling to embrace it fully. How can we as business leaders, as policy makers, as enablers, ensure that these small beginnings continue to flourish? How can we create an environment where aspiring entrepreneurs have the tools, the resources, and support needed to turn their ideas into reality? The answer lies in our collective commitment to innovation, our willingness to embrace new technologies, and our resolve to break down the barriers that stand in the way of progress. The future of SMEs, of MSMEs in India, it's not just about survival. It's about thriving. It's about setting the stage for the next wave of economic growth, and about redefining what it means to be a business in the 21st century in India. Now, let's continue to champion these businesses. By supporting them, we are not only driving economic growth, but we are also building a legacy of innovation, of resilience that will inspire generations to come. The future of small businesses is bright in India, and it will be defined with those who lead with vision, embrace change, and create new possibilities. Thank you so much and enjoy the evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ankit, for those enlightening words. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with that, we now move on to our first panel discussion of the evening, which is titled Delivering Big Opportunities to Small Businesses, Expanding MSME Access to Money and Markets. And well, to discuss that, today we are joined by a distinguished group of speakers, each bringing unique insights and perspectives from the MSME ecosystem. And to moderate this session, I would now like to invite once again on stage Shruti Mishra. A round of applause for her, please. And please also join me in welcoming our panelists for this session. Akshat Chordia, Chairman Malwa Zone CII Western Region. A round of applause for him, please. Arshad Patel, Zonal Business Head, DTDC Express. And Jay Jain, President, TIE MP and co-founder, Astute Group. Over to you, Shruti.
Thank you, Swati. Please have a seat. Now, before we start with the panel, a quick announcement. If time permits, I will open the floor for some audience questions as well. You can raise your hands and we'll get a microphone across to you. Welcome, panelists. Thank you for joining us here this evening. Let me start off quickly with a broad question. This is for all of you. How do we prepare MSMEs in Madhya Pradesh for the next phase of growth? How do we expand MSME access to money and markets? Akshat, why don't you go first? Just hold it closer.
MSMEs are like backbone of Indian economy. Okay, 70% of employment is with MSME. So for any country to grow and grow at a faster pace, you need MSMEs as the backbone. And the biggest challenge which any MSME face is money.
Yeah.
Okay. Money can make or break the business. Idea and execution are definitely the most important thing, but above that it comes money. Without money, it's not going to work.
You just have to hold it closer.
Hello?
Yeah.
Sorry. So for MSMEs, the biggest thing for getting more access to money is make systems and processes easier. We have people like PhonePe for digitizing the solutions. They have already done a good job for that. We thank you on behalf of all the MSMEs. Second, the big part which all MSMEs face is collateral. When they go and ask any bank, we need money, and they ask for collateral. How a young boy of 20, 25 years can have a collateral? Either he can ask his dad, give us something. So collateral thing, that should be managed at some end from the government.
All right. Jay, would you like to add to that? How do we prepare MSMEs in Madhya Pradesh for the next leg of growth, give them access to markets and money?
Yeah, sure. First of all, I would like to congratulate the Forbes India, PhonePe for organizing such a wonderful session here. And I think it's one of the most burning topic about how we can really do with the MSME. So let me give you the background about just 10 years back. The story is all about because the loan accessibility was not available, and I founded one company which we were thinking about and trying to access about a loan, and it was taking 7 days minimum to get the loan about it. And I think we are among the first company who launched it, that how I can give the loan and the lending things in less than 1 hour. And finally, we could able to convert it, and in less than 2 hours, we were transferring the funds. So that's the changes happening. So as Akshat has mentioned about it, but I really would like to tell that the next thing which is going to be very important thing is the technology and the innovations. And in last 10 years, I can see the fintech, and we were just discussing with Ankit also, the PhonePe is amazing, did an amazing job. So like that, there is a plenty of fintech companies has come into the picture. They are creating an awareness about that how the loan accessibility can be available. They are giving a fabulous education to the MSMEs. The second, they are also making it affordable. So because the most thing is important thing, especially for an MSME, is that what interest rate is available, how my repayment cycles would be there, how flexible it is, the customization. I think earlier it was very standardized. So this something has been really made it available. And innovation and the fintech sectors are really, really growing. And next 10 years, in another next 5-7 years, we'll see that many of such products are going to be available. And that will be very, very easily accessible to the MSME.
All right, we'll delve deeper into that, but let me quickly go across to Arshad and let me talk to you about your sector. Tell us how is the rapidly expanding logistics and warehousing capacity in Madhya Pradesh and across India. It's unleashing this new growth opportunities for MSMEs. If you could throw some light on that.
So, first of all, very good evening to everyone. I think, Shruti, I must also congratulate you for such a fantastic, impactful, summit.
And thank you for coming. It's all because of all of you presenting.
Yeah, fantastic crowd, actually. So, I think it's, logistic play a very, very important and vital role. And best part is actually, in MP, people, those are actually, MSMEs in MP, they are having actually sitting in the center of India. So, any movement from MP to across India is much faster and much better. Reaching to any other state, it's become very easier from MP. And slowly but steadily, MP is growing. And you must have seen that a lot of logistic companies, they have invested in the MP, and there are a lot of hubs are coming up. We also, like as a DTDC, we have actually huge warehouse at Manglia. We have set up just recently at Devasnaka another warehouse. And we do have presence at Bhopal and other part of the major city across MP. So I think, if you are operating in MP as a MSME, you are having a biggest opportunity because you can reach across the India through the logistic help very easily, and very, everybody, the world is available for you.
All right, while we've spoken about the growth opportunities, let's now get to the challenges. Akshat, what are the main reasons for SMEs to struggle to access for formal credit? You were speaking about financing a little while ago. Despite their significant contribution to the economy, what kind of conversations are you having with startup founders? What is the real struggle?
So the biggest struggle is gone already in India. So 10 years back, when you used to talk starting a business in India, people were like, oh, it's so tough. You have to do a hell lot of paperwork, a bunch of that. But now, thanks to efforts of our Honorable Prime Minister, that a lot of digitization has happened. So that first hurdle is gone. Now, access to money, okay. That is a big hurdle still, and that's going to be there for coming few years. For that, a few things that can be taken up. One, which I would again like to reiterate, is biggest hurdle for any startup is collateral, access to money. Second, more training needs to be done. Okay, how to keep your accounts and how to keep your books properly. That is very important, because when after a year or so after your operations, when you are going to approach any investor or any banker again, you should have your books very clear. Good thing is that after GST, a lot of businesses are, let's say, formalized themselves. Informal economy has gone down, which is a very good thing. So that is again a good platform for accessing money. And third very critical thing is that when any startup or any new businessman goes to bank or any other channel for asking money, what they face is like, you need to have a background, okay? When I'm starting something, how can I have a background? So you need to give some kind of guarantee, okay, that there's some credit guarantee scheme, something like that, okay, so that access of money becomes more easier for startups and newcomers.
All right. So access of money is a big struggle area. But Jay, coming to you, how do MSMEs' credit needs, differ from large enterprises, and how can financial institutions better tailor products for them, and what are the best options available?
Yeah, sure. So before coming to the questions, let me add you that the B background, and then it will more correlate with this. So actually, we started from age of 14, so we were also an MSME. So that's very close to heart. So we were having cotton ginning, tiles manufacturing, construction businesses. And we know what kind of challenges we were facing around it. After that, we grown up, we built almost 14 plus different startups, knowing that, and built the fintech companies, now close to $500 million. So we know that how this journey is all about. So the most important thing for any MSME, which we learned it, is one is the most important thing, the owner himself. The best and the unexploited resources, which I believe, and I generally communicate to all my speeches as well, that the most thing is the owner himself, that how he can make and sharpen his decision makings. So the owner himself is very important. And the second rule, second thing which we generally work on it, the number one rule which for every MSME is that, okay, don't lose the money. And I think every MSME will agree definitely for that. And the second rule is that don't forget the rule number one. Okay. So coming back that, so the challenges are there. So
don't lose money, but where does one get money from?
Yeah, so that we are going to talk about. Okay, and thanks to the kind of the innovation, and Akshat very well covered it. So I talk about that. There is the four kind of a problem which we can think about it. We call it as a fact. One is that the comparison between the flexible and the customization, while the larger enterprises are already having a standardized things. So if you look at from a solution perspective also, the tailor-made product should be more flexible, more customizable, which needs to the MSME product. And thanks to the new age fintech companies, they are really working hard. And the kind of the technology is being used in this, they are really making very tailor-made product. And that is now possible. The second we called is an access. Okay, that is facts is access. So access is the important thing about that, what kind of the products are available. The problem in that with an MSME are not aware about it. And the solution is a very simple, is that how we can really make them accessible, all these financial schemes, financial products, what are available with them, how we can really educate them. The third, I believe, is the biggest problem is the credit worthiness in comparison to the large enterprises and the MSME. Large enterprises are having already very good credit history. They have fabulous CIBIL scores. They have a fabulous ratings are available. In comparison to MSME, they don't have that. The credit worthiness is not there. Credit history line is not there. So these are the challenges. Now, what could be the solution tailor-made product can be? How we can do, and they also don't have, as Akshat has mentioned about, they have also challenges on the collateral side. So again, this that collateral-free loans can be available, and now, and thanks to the government schemes also, there something is happening is around. Fintech people have started working around it, and they really prepared this product. And how we can really give them a better recycle payment.
Sure.
And the last is T for the traction and the scale. Large enterprises have a fabulous turnover, fabulous top lines and everything, But while in MSME, their turnover is not that big, that high, and the things are not available. So the solutions could be how we can really give them a trustworthiness
Absolutely.
payment
Yeah.
solutions.
Yeah.
So this is something we can do it.
All right. So picking up from what Jay just mentioned, Akshat, how are fintech solutions now and digital payments platforms now transforming MSME credit assessment and disbursement process, because that's important.
So I'll give you example of my own for that, okay? I don't know the exact word, but I'll explain you. So we are, being a pharmaceutical company, we are suppliers to Lupin, Ipca, all big pharma companies in the country, okay? These companies have tied up with fintech companies to whom we get, from whom we get the emails. Okay, you, like, let's say my company has got payment terms, agreed payment terms with Sun Pharma of 60 days or 90 days, okay? Then these companies, or 45 days, whatever, it can be 30 days also, but what if I need money early, okay? So what I get is, like, I have to upload my invoice to their portal, to that fintech company's portal, and now there are multiple companies who are bidding for that, okay? The one who gives me the best and the lowest interest rate cut, I take money from them, deduct with the deductions as per my terms, and they pay me, and they get the money from my buyer, okay? So this is one big solution that has cut down our money requirement, because we are getting money early. Previously, it used to be like LC, then LC discounting and all, okay? Last 5-7 years, this thing has changed, and that is specifically because of fintech companies. Second, because of fintech, our access to credit from our suppliers has also increased, because they are able to see us, that what we are doing, okay? And with all GST and all in last 6 years, everything has become very transparent. It is all, everything is available at the click of, just at one click. So we get credit from our suppliers also. They can check our history, they can check our background. And so it goes from the both sides. So fintech has enabled it, domestically also and internationally also.
Yes. All right, let me now quickly ask Jay and Arshad if you can have your thoughts on this. How can MSMEs leverage, everything's about technology, how he's also just mentioned, how can MSMEs leverage blockchain, artificial intelligence, and big data analytics to build credit profiles and then access financing with better terms, perhaps?
Should I? Yeah. Okay. So, Shruti, very nice question, and I think I'm in this business for the technology for last 2 decades. Okay, so the technology has really, really evolved. Okay, so blockchain is basically is giving a lot of credit worthiness, because you can't anything change it over there, and that has really, really given a lot. And if these kind of technologies can be implemented by an MSME, earlier what happened, it was not available, but now with the SaaS kind of a thing, it's quite affordable for MSMEs. So what happened, if we can really manage these track records, which is doable, it gives a lot of, what you can say, creditness to the companies who are already giving them a loan, or they are lending it. It becomes a trust over there. So blockchain, artificial intelligence, amazing, they are doing it. The reason is because in artificial intelligence, you can basically know about what kind of products are available that you can easily search about. It was earlier very difficult. And now you can really increase your credit worthiness. Through an artificial intelligence, we can know, okay, which are the defaults are there, which we can easily recoup. Earlier, what happened, if something is done, MSME were not knowing about that, okay, this default was already there.
Yes.
Now, because of the technology, we can easily recover that, and the MSME started working on it. And there are the companies, fintech companies, especially in this space also.
Yeah.
So these are the things are helping really in the technology side, and MSMEs can really improve their credit history. They can really get more credits, trustness over there. They can improve their ratings also. And I think this is going to be very helpful.
Arshad, your thoughts on technology improving DTDC's ratings? Any examples, any use cases that you can give?
I think certainly technology, earlier we used to talk about during our college days or something, a few years back, we talk about 10%, 12% growth, 10% growth kind of things. But now you look at, MSMEs, they talk about 10x.
Exactly.
And this is actually about technology.
Yeah.
Because of the technology, if, for example, a person, a couple of years back, he started a, nursery, a live plant business. And we have just given them a packing solution. So he used to sell, 20 plants a day. Now he's actually selling 5,000 shipments in a day.
Yeah.
So this is actually
That's
because
the
of the
power of
technology.
technology.
Yes.
All right, let me now shift focus to some of the incentives that the government can perhaps provide to the sector. Akshat, what fiscal policies and incentives can governments introduce to encourage MSMEs and to seek financing and formalize their operations? What do you think needs to be done?
So I'll go one by one. And before starting on
Okay,
that,
there's a long list.
no. Government has already fulfilled a lot of things. Okay, they have done a fabulous job in last few years. I really appreciate that. Okay, especially after GST. So, but the hunger never gets satisfied. Okay, and the Indian economy needs more and more MSMEs. Okay, so first I would like to tell that why MSMEs need money. Okay. The concept within the government is very clear that no idea and no concept should die because of lack of money, okay? Now, coming back to the incentives, what government can do in policy and initiatives. One, make paperwork less. Like startups, when you are new, you are focusing on your business, you are focusing on your customer and your product. You don't have time to do the paperwork
Or the know-how, how to do it.
Yes, know-how, to take money from bank. That is one. Second, government needs to, again, I'm repeating that 2 points I'll repeat because these are very, very important and critical points. Second, government needs to guarantee the credit to the lender. Okay, if this guy don't pay, we are there for you. That will lower the interest cost for the startup. One another point is that Mudra loans are like 10 lakhs. They should be increased to 20 or 30. And another point should be made that if I have paid one loan, it should be easier for me to get the second loan.
Yes.
That makes my job easier. And the big challenge which everybody present here should know is, we should know the credit gap. It is more than 30 to 40 lakh crores. Okay, this is the credit gap. Okay, once this gap is fulfilled, even to a larger extent, the government's job is done. Then we are on our own. You see 10%, 12% growth of Indian economy will be on the back of MSMEs. So these two, like few policies and incentives, if we get credit guarantee, if we get lesser paperwork and Mudra loans, that can definitely help startups and to grow faster.
All right. Any thoughts? You agree with him completely?
I completely agree. I think now government has really put a lot of efforts around it. And also I will tell you about since I am representing TIE also because the Indus Entrepreneur Group, and it is completely very, very different from other organizations. The idea is very completely is a contribution back to the society. And it is not just about hand-holding the MSME just for the startups or all, but we are really committed that in the all 52 weeks we can really help them. It is not about just a one session. So we are really connecting to the right kind of a fintech companies and all. And thanks to the government support, we are also working with them on the policy side. And I think this has really helped. So Akshay, I agree with you.
All right. Jay, another question for you. You know, how can MSMEs leverage these digital platforms to access broader markets? You know, even Arshad just mentioned and he gave an example of how going digital and with the help of technology, startups can no longer restrict it to India. They're looking global from day one. So how do they access both local and international markets?
Okay. So I'll tell you that for any kind of a transformations, any kind of the new innovations and the technology we had to build. So in our Shastras, okay, we basically call that you have to change the fourth thing, which we basically call the Chatushtay, Dravya, Kshetra, Kal or Bhav. The idea is about the substance, the space, time, and the attributes. For any kind of any fields, if you transform this four things in the different areas. So I'll connect with the platforms like. So earlier what happened, we were only having an option to get the loan from banks. Yeah. Okay. Now, but if you see now, so many fintech companies has come up, so many products has come. Now we have a crowdfunding, we have a consumer revenue-based financing are available. We have now based on the working capital, we can get the financing. Even some of that has really based on the history given a collateral-free loan. Even I'll tell you, when we founded this, the company Early Salary, so that time nobody was agreed, okay, you can get a loan, unsecured loan, just because of your social media credit.
Correct.
And based on the social media, we built an API because those people not having any credit. And they were just getting the history of, okay, last 6 months salary has got credited and we given it.
Yeah.
So I think the fintech has really got changed. So this is something is on the substantial. Second, you do it time. Earlier, the loan was getting approved for a so long time. Now the people are really talking about, okay, in a 1 hour I can transfer the loan. I can cut it. So these are the things has got. And in the attribute side, you think about, you can do any kind of a changes available. So the people has really divided so many type of loans. And now based on their specific attributes, we are giving them. So I think these are the things has really changed a lot. And thanks to the technology and the way the new system is really growing up. And I think now it's not restricted to India, and now all companies are really selling their products globally. And I think MSME need, and India is now really shining.
Yeah.
And I think we should really make India as a global brand. And I think the time has changed, and MSME should believe in himself, and I think we can do it together.
Absolutely. And, before I open the floor for some audience questions, Arshad, one question to you. How can MSMEs in Madhya Pradesh expand their reach within India, particularly in neighboring states? And, what kind of a role will a logistic company like yours play here?
I think, first of all, I must say that, as an Indian, I feel really proud because we are actually into a very sweet spot. This happened only once in a century. So the kind of growth what we are seeing, and as a leading logistic organization in India, it's become our responsibility to provide a customer-centric approach. So what DTDC believe actually, one window shopping. So whether if you are looking for e-commerce solutions for shipping your product across India to other states, anywhere, and also like for reverse pickup, we provide a fantastic portal as you talk about the,
Yes.
Tech. So we have that tech actually from across India, from thousands of locations. You can order the reverse pickup also and get it here in MP, vice versa. We have fantastic solution for express parcel. That means whether you are looking for by air or by surface, we have a time-bound product like, MBG, money back guarantee. Whether you want to ship anything with a time, limit, we have that too also. And yes, obviously, we feel really proud being a Indian multinational. We have more than 220 countries where DTDC actually having our offices, and we provide, across the globe, a complete logistics solution. So this is actually, I think, a very good time, and I'm sure, like I have seen a lot of youngsters sitting across front of us. I think we are in a very sweet spot, and all the best for everyone.
All right. On that sweet note, I would love to open the floor for some. Yes, go ahead.
Would
Yeah.
like to add, like
Sure.
Arshad said, sweet spot. So to add, when in 1991, Dr. Manmohan Singh opened Indian economy, okay, he quoted Victor Hugo there, and what he quoted was, there is no power in this world who can stop an idea whose time has come. So I am re-quoting it. Now our time has come. No power in this world can stop India or Indian MSMEs, Indian ideas, Indian entrepreneurs. Our time has come. We should be 200% sure about it.
All right. Our time has come.
Great.
Ladies and gentlemen, any questions, you can raise your hands. We'll get a microphone across to you. Nobody? Okay, can we get a microphone there? We probably have time to take 2 or 3.
Hello everyone. As a tech startup means we work on innovative technologies and we don't have any type of collateral available with us, like textile industry or something. And that's why we are unable to take benefits of any of the government schemes because they require something in return as a security, or even if we go to bank for loans, they are unable to provide us support. So what options do we have? Thank you.
Again, that's a space that we were discussing. Government side, no, they need collaterals.
I am not from technical, like not tech or software background. My company is not into that. But there are government scheme for startups wherein you can avail money. I'm not very sure how to get it. Maybe SIDBI is a place which promotes and give proper funding as per government schemes. and better connect with some technology company. They'll give you a fair, better idea.
I'll just add it. Hello. I'll just add it. On the tech space, if by any chance you are building a product, and as well as now for the service industry, but there is a great spaces from the private equity and from the VC funds, then definitely can be targeted, because tech something if you are building, this is a space where you can easily raise a substantial amount of rounds from there. But from a government scheme, I'm not the right person, but definitely what I heard from the couple of government schemes, there are schemes are available, but there is a limited kind of amount is available for a collateral-free loans.
All right. We had one more gentleman raising their hand. Can we give them a microphone, please? Kindly raise your hand so that she can see you. Yeah.
Very good evening, panel. I'm from IT company. Recently, we faced some problems. Like I start feeling like the policies and the regulator making it very difficult for a startup when it comes to fintech. I give you an idea. When you think of starting an insurance tech product, recently in last year they had increased the policy and they had increased the limit of 50 lakhs as a deposit. Okay, if you want to start an insurance tech, then you need a 50 lakhs deposit just in your account as a security. If you're talking about technology, fintech, if you want to resell or promote any other loan or financial product, you need to go through a lot of financial document from RBI. So in last 2-3 years, it look like early comers got an advantage. Now newcomers are getting a lot of difficulty because of documentation, policies, and money flow.
Is documentation still a big issue? We've got clearances now in place, single window clearances.
It's like to whom you are talking to. There are benchmarks. Like I started 15 years back. Compared to 15 years back, now the documentation has reduced a lot. But if you talk to 25-something person, he'll say that still too much. So, what is my comparison? That's the point.
I also give an example. Recently, 3 months back, there's a company called Neo Global, who has a tie-up with many banks. In one day, their Forex cards got blocked. And it was a nightmare that how this can happen. They have a tie-up with the bank, the money kept in the bank, and this happening.
Unfortunately, we don't have any government representative on the panel. We would have definitely addressed this issue. Yeah, I think one more last question to the gentleman there. We don't have any more time. Can we get a microphone, please? One final question, sir. Yeah, just hold it closer.
Hello. Good evening, everybody. I am Deepak Bhandari, President, Global Forum for Industrial Development. When I come to know the Forbes is coming to Indore, I really excited. Because we think Forbes is a magazine worldwide and they are supporting business everywhere. We are in Indore city. This is a business hub also and business capital, we can say, of MP, Madhya Pradesh. There are so many industries in MSME sectors and startup both. And all the conditions are favorable because we have IIM.
So if you could quickly get to the question, please.
We want your support for our international market because some manufacturers are making very good products, but they don't have any platform. If we can help us on that
getting access to global markets.
So, look, I don't know exactly what industry, sir, aap kisse hain, but what I do in my industry. So government has export promotion councils for every sector. Like textile has got Texprosil, apparel has got Apparel Export Promotion Council. In our pharmaceutical industry, we have Pharmexil. Okay, Pharmexil works beautifully well. With Pharmexil, I went to because I wanted to start my business in South America. With Pharmexil, they organized delegation to small out countries like Peru, Nicaragua, and all like that. And they opened channels for me. That was a trip for 10 days. So you need to approach your export promotion council, whatever industry you are into, sir. That's going to be really big help. And you can also write one thing, I'm short of time. You can also write, let's say you want to export to Brazil, okay? So every embassy, Indian embassy has got trade attaché there, okay? You can write to that trade attaché. You can find their email IDs on websites. You can write to them. They'll connect to the associations present there. Let's say you want to connect to the furniture manufacturers there. Okay, you can write to Indian trade attaché in the Indian embassy in Brazil, and they can definitely help you and connect with. Then rest is up to you.
Yeah, we know that, but I want your support. Forbes, what can do for us?
So we were running out of time, but you can catch them all after the event is over. You want to, okay. Can we get a microphone? He's got an answer there.
Opportunities and diversified products manufacturers are present in our city also. So we can
I think
have any
Anurag
MOU
is
joint
sitting
venture.
right
If you allow me, if possible, if you can meet us after
Exactly.
the conversation,
Yeah,
because
yeah. Okay,
I can
definitely.
certainly provide you a logistic solution from Indore itself. We are actually doing, lakhs of business for cross-border e-commerce, like people like you sending the products across, other countries, and they are doing fantastic job actually. So possibly, if I can, if your topic is related to logistic support, we can discuss.
Okay,
We
right.
could definitely take this off stage. And Anurag, I think, has a key answer for you. You could
Yeah.
get hold of him.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just want to take a moment to answer these three questions.
Sure.
I think none of these gentlemen have visited MSME office yet. There's unused fund with them. You just step in the MSME office. There are two policies. One is ONDC, one is Atmanirbhar Bharat. And you'll be surprised they are giving you collateral to attend fair outside. You can go up, you just collect 8-10 people, go abroad. They'll pay you airfare, they pay you stay. I mean, what else you want from government?
Absolutely. Thank you, Anurag. And we'll take this conversation. We have to keep the show going. One final question before I end this panel, and this is for, again, all of you. What are the key, or what is that one regulatory or policy change needed to ensure MSMEs have fair access to finance and markets? Again, let me start with you.
Let him say, because I have to think.
Anything that the founders, the conversations that you're having with them, anything that they really want the regulatory or on a policy level to change?
So generally, I discuss with a lot of founders, MSME, and especially on behalf of TAI, we are meeting with so many people around it. One, definitely, there is as Anurag Bhai has just shared that, okay, this is a scheme.
Yeah.
I think the most important thing that awareness is not available, and there is a really need a more flexible schemes based on that, because when they go to the office and they want to apply for it, there is a lot of hurdles and challenges. I think what the founders are expecting, how the government could be more friendly. So those schemes is not just being announced, but it can be really availed with them. So
All right.
I think that's the one thing. But as Akshat Bhai has told, 10 years back and today, I think it has got a huge change. Government has really supported a lot. And one of the folk has asked for the startup side. I think the startup side is government has done a fabulous job. They are really doing so many events, so many awareness programs they are doing. They really built startup policies, which is more friendly. And government is doing amazing road shows to make sure that a lot of international or MNCs company can invest in Madhya Pradesh.
All right, Arshad, your words.
I think rightly what he said, actually awareness is most important part. Otherwise, I think in our country, generally I actually interact with a lot of MSMEs, and I think they're actually, once they're clear about their thoughts and what exactly they wanted to do, I think it is possible in India. So I think it's just about awareness.
It's about awareness, Jay. Would you agree, or you would like to add something?
Yes, I would like to add to awareness only. So there are already a lot of schemes available. The point is that people are not aware about it. Okay. So let's ask government, let's request government that you should have one single window for addressing all concerns regarding money, less than 1 crore, less than 2 crores,
Yeah.
kind of that. And so that can help them in raising more awareness and brand it, like market it. Advertise it every 30 days in local newspapers. then
I
All
think,
right.
Shruti, possibly this may be a next topic for us.
Exactly, you've given me a topic to
if
discuss
time
on my
permits,
show.
yeah, we can talk on this actually for maybe for half an hour, maybe
Sure.
next time.
We'll
Yeah.
definitely take this up. Thank you, gentlemen, for your valuable insights. It was a pleasure speaking to all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. God bless you all.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, gentlemen, for that thought-provoking discussion. I would request Shruti to please stay back on stage for our next panel discussion. And well, ladies and gentlemen, with that, of course, it's time for our next panel discussion, which is themed Divided No More, Bringing Uniformity and Stability to MSME Digital Transformation. And to take this conversation forward, please join me in welcoming our esteemed panelists for this discussion. Ankit Gaur, Head Payment Gateway and Online Merchants, PhonePe. Round of applause for all our speakers, please. Nitin Pamnani, co-founder iTokri. Anurag Botra, MD Om Namkeens. Aditi Chaurasia, co-founder Super Sourcing. Anubhav Dubey, co-founder Chai Sutta Bar. Tanu Tejas Saravat, founder and CEO Shop Kirana. And Rajat Jain, co-founder Cururica Cosmetics. A huge round of applause for all our speakers. Over to you, Shruti.
Thank you, Swati. Panelists, kindly sit down. We've got a huge panel. A lot of insights going to come from this one. And I hope we have time for audience Q&A. Otherwise, we have 7 of you to answer all my questions. Welcome and thank you so much for joining us here this evening. Ankit, let me start with you. What steps must MSMEs take to prepare for accelerated growth in the digital economy in terms of structural changes to promote online growth, digital payment growth and adoption and basically access to markets?
Sure. Shruti, before I start, right, I just want to take a second to talk about the fact that, and we've done this in multiple cities now, but I don't recall a time I've been this excited about a panel. The fact that Indore has these many startups, and you can just see from the size of the panel here, right? This is almost a round table, and someone said this is a round table, and I said absolutely. I think it's phenomenal the kind of success Madhya Pradesh and specifically Indore has seen. Getting into the answer, and I'll keep it brief. I know I for sure want to hear from the panelists more than myself. I think one of the things, and we've spoken about this quite a bit in the previous panel as well, but first thing is, I think awareness of even how to go online and digital itself is such a challenge. I don't know how many, and I think this room may not be representative, but if you just step out, the really small micro companies, the micro organizations that are looking to expand today, have an awareness of, what are the tools available? Do I need to build an entire digital suite before I go online? No, there are platforms available. There are so many, plugins, platforms that are available that allow you to go online easily. And I don't think people have looked at those. And I think that's a very easy way to at least dip your toes first. Second, and I think, again, the previous panel, Jay, Akshat, everyone's spoken a lot about it, is the access to capital. And thanks to the kind of schemes that the government is running, thanks to some of the fintechs. And I know people spoke about the fact that fintechs have played a role. And I think on behalf of all the fintechs, I'm going to say thank you for that. So I think there is a lot of access to capital that is possible today, and people need to be aware. I do believe there is awareness. I think people are just not Googling enough to know what is out there, right?
All right.
So, and I think finally, it's about just using digital marketing. We've talked about this a lot. People assume that marketing, digital marketing is something that is very obvious and ingrained. I have seen, and we work, at PhonePe, we work with thousands of lakhs of small organizations, and I've realized how many of them have a great product, but hesitate to talk about themselves on social media, spend some money on promoting themselves. So I think that
is very, very important. It sounds obvious to people sitting here. It's not so obvious to the larger group of people outside.
Absolutely. I agree with you on that. Let me come to you, Nitin, now. What is the importance of a well-connected and integrated digital ecosystem for MSMEs? How can it allow for a more comprehensive digital transformation of MSMEs? If you could, at iTalk, you've done this. You've been digital since day one. But what are the kind of pivots or what kind of technologies you've added to your tech stack? Share some use cases.
When we started in 2012, it was a very different world altogether. There was no PhonePe. There was no such payment gateways. We were struggling hard to find the right kind of tools at that time. But now, as he said, that people are not able to, still grasp what to do. Yeah. But I believe that there's too much of information. There's too much of things available now to get the right kind of tech stack, to get the right kind of tool for, your business. It's become a little more difficult because earlier there were only few to choose from. So now you have
problem of plenty now.
Yes, there's problem of plenty, and the tools are also so nuanced, and there's so much more into the ecosystem, and which also. I would also say that the question of identity between the MSME, because there's so much of standardization, there's so much of everything. How do an MSME build their own identity and getting this digitization thing together? It has become more challenging.
Perhaps there needs to be another startup who's doing this and simplifying things
absolutely,
for other startups.
Absolutely, we have an idea.
We have an idea here. Anurag, let me come to you now. At Om Namkeen, what are some of the emerging technologies which you've deployed in order to boost your digital journey? It's a legacy brand. How has going digital transformed the business?
Good evening, everybody. First of all, let me introduce myself. I'm Anurag. I'm from brand Om Namkeen. I'm second generation, if you're mistaking me being a startup.
No.
So, and for an established brand, I think every day is a startup. So, deploying new emerging technologies in the digital journey. So, when we talk about digital journey, I think people mostly think about going online or accepting digital payments or digital solutions. But actually, going digital is rethinking to how do you want to place yourself? How do you want to communicate with your customers? Or how do you see your growth, actually? Transformation, change, or any turn, it takes a period of time, and COVID has really accelerated it. So there are so many technologies that we use today. Like for manufacturing, we have climate intervention techniques, because moisture plays a very crucial role in our food industry. Yeah. For manufacturing, we have, as Jay Bhai told, blockchain for traceability. And then we have cloud computing. We use cloud computing, and in fact, all the machines are running on PLCs. We get all the updates, all the everything on system. So all the automation which is being operated is actually PLC operated, and it is digital equipped. So all the movements in the factory is through conveyor, that is robotic. For marketing, we have many different techniques like AI, basically, to target the desired customer according to the shopping habits, according to gender, sometimes age.
And so give us a sense of the scale and reach that you've been able to do because of technology.
We have crossed all the barriers. We have crossed all the barriers of distance, or boundary, currency exchange. Earlier, we were contributing to local economy, then national. Now we are contributing to global economy. There is no, at just a click, anybody can order Om Namkeen from around the world. So earlier, this was not possible, but we have always been ahead of times. I must tell you that in the journey of 40 years, we entered into retail some 24 years back. And at that time, 23 years ago, we were the first one to import a vending machine. And it was very well media covered. Vending machine at that time. Then we are into e-commerce since 15 years. That time, people were getting educated to use Yahoo. And that time with the DHL connection and the payment gateway, CC Avenue, you must be knowing. So we are into e-commerce since those era. We have our own app since before COVID times. At that time, people were having trust issues in ordering with Amazon. So we have always been ahead of times, and this digital transition is a long journey, and I think everybody should get into this.
Absolutely, staying ahead of times, and there's been a complete transformation in Om Keen's journey as well. Anubhav, coming to you now, what's Chai Sutta Bar's Tech Edge, if you could take us through that, and then what affordable digital tools and a platform should one prioritize to ensure uniformity in MSME's digital edge? If you could throw some light on that as well.
So first of all, thank you so much for having my seniors and fellow mates here. Because जब भी कोई स्कूल में इंग्लिश में क्वेश्चन पूछता था मैं फंबल कर जाता था. So, but I'm
very nicely said he's the youngest here. Fellow mates and seniors. All right, go ahead, Anubhav.
So I'm really happy कि एक ही सब्जेक्ट के अलग-अलग चैप्टर से सीनियर्स और मेरे फेलो मेट्स हैं यहाँ पे. So we are a cafe chain जहाँ पे हम चाय बेचते हैं. So लोग पूछेंगे कैसे चाय में क्या है, टेक का क्या ही यूज है. Exactly what we thought when we begin. But one day, someone from a social media posted about us, and suddenly we saw कि इतने ज़्यादा footfall increase हो गया. We understood the power of being in digital platform. So since then we started digital marketing, where we realized that what moves faster than product is the story. So we worked on it and still working on it. And apart from the tool, हम लोग को ये लगा था कि यार सिर्फ चाय बेच के पैसे लेने हैं और हम लोग को एक बुक में लिख लेना है, वही खाता है जैसे. लेकिन हम लोग ने रियलाइज किया कि pause is very important, point of sales is very important, where CRM is very important. Then after scaling, when we reached 500 outlets, we really realized that we need team, and in team we need some application जिससे हम लोग internally communicate कर सकें, जैसे Slack हो गया, Trello हो गया, हम वो use करते हैं, Dropbox use करते हैं. So हम लोग धीरे-धीरे हम लोग अपने आप को food tech बोलने लग गए. So yes.
All right, staying ahead of the curve. Before I get to Aditi, Rajat, let me quickly ask you about, Kimerica's edge. Rajat, if you could talk about that, and also give us some strategies to bring uniformity in the MSME ecosystem as far as digital technologies are concerned.
Perfect. So thank you.
Just hold them closer.
So thank you, Shruti. Yeah. Thank you, Forbes. Thank you, Raja Bhaiya, for inviting us, all the youngsters from the startup community. He has been like Indore ke world famous kind of journalist.
Yeah.
So I'll introduce myself first. What we do is what Kimerica does, so that you get the gist of it, what we do. At Kimerica, we manufacture personal care products like shampoos, lotions, conditioners, shower gels, and we sell to majority of 5-star hotel chains. Yeah. Not in India, but now over 35 countries across the world. That is what we do. In 2013, when we started Kimerica, I think first year's revenue, what we did was around 30 lakh rupees. But the decision we took there was to implement SAP ERP in the very first year. Okay. Even my parents were like, "Yaar, pagal hai kya?" Like, who thinks of implementing SAP at that stage? But trust me, today we have become India's largest manufacturers, and we look forward to be world's largest manufacturers in next 5 years. And that implementation of that ERP tool has helped us a lot to go to that journey. At Kimerica, what we do is we just follow a continuous process, and we have 2 ongoing projects. One is the digital transformation project, and second is like a data-driven decision making. What is digital transformation? When you do any business, आपको माल बेचना है, ultimately you have to sell your product. How you digitalize your brochure, right? That's your website. How beautifully you can do it. How you can integrate a lot of tools to it. So like in the manufacturing setup, you ask me, we have all the tools. So customer relationship management tools, lead management tools, HR management tools, all kind of tools we have implemented, and that has helped Kimerica to grow from where we started in 2013 to where we are today. Second, data-driven decision is a very important thing. Now I was at Stanford a couple of years back, and that was a thing every company talked about, how you can take data-driven decisions. So one thing is like when we started the company, 95% of international hotel chains, they were importing the products from China. Just look at that data. That data is so beautiful. Just working on that data, what are the hotels they're importing the products from China? Today, trust me, almost we have made that 95% zero. And Kimerica is everywhere across all the hotel chains. Now we are going global. So I think these are two very important things I would say at Kimerica. It's not just one tool I can name which helped us, but there are so many tools which can help any, like, हम ये भी नहीं बोल सकते अब हम स्टार्टअप, कुछ लोग हमें स्टार्टअप बोल के इनवाइट कर लेते हैं. अब 10 साल हो गए हम, आपने हमको स्मॉल बिजनेस बोल के इनवाइट कर लिया, घर वालों के दोस्तों के लिए हम बहुत बड़ा बिजनेस हो गए हैं. So we don't know where we are lying. But somehow I can say, yes, digital transformation and data-driven decisions are the key to our success, and we follow it regularly. And these projects will never end. This is like a continual improvement process. You have to do it every day, and that is how you can grow. So that is what I can say at Kimerica.
One wonderful journey there. Aditi, let me come to you now. You help businesses onboard tech talent. Tell us how is the skill gap among MSMEs in Madhya Pradesh inhibiting faster digital adoption? How does it impact the ability to scale and seek new market opportunities? What are you seeing with your clients? Yeah, just hold it closer.
So even with today's panel discussion, today's topic is about digitalization. So we are already lagging, I guess, right? In the era of AI, we are still struggling to get businesses digitalized. So I believe the big problem is not about the talent. I believe Madhya Pradesh is having amazing talent when we make them ready to be hired by the enterprises globally. There is no skill gap. But the bigger problem is the mindset of MSMEs. They don't want to allocate funds to fill this skill gap. They don't want to allocate funds for the training and development of the existing skill. They don't want to give chance to the newcomers because they are quite expensive as compared to the earlier employees they have. The problem lies there. If they do adopt it, we have seen, like Rajat has mentioned, like they are doubling, they are growing revenues, they are increasing their reach globally. So these are the opportunities that are there. But if they fail to adopt this mindset, there is nothing, making them grow. So when I guess Indore is the hub of IT services companies and tech providers. You can talk and ask them, like, what is the big hurdle? They want to work with Indian MSMEs. But the budget is the problem. So they always seek projects from US. It's an irony. We are talking about India as a market. It's growing. It's booming. And everyone is vouching for the next decade of India. But when it comes to allocating budget to it, we are lagging behind. So I guess this is the problem, and they are losing opportunities because globally it's happening. Out of MP it's happening. So whoever is digitalizing.
But is it changing? Are they now slowly gearing up?
Yes, but it's very slow. With the speed AI is approaching, the others are adopting, we are definitely lagging. So the opportunity goes to those who are adopting faster.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Tanutejas, let me come to you. You work with brands, giving them a boost in distribution. With market intelligence, you work with Kirana stores. Tell us, how can MSMEs overcome the financial barriers, from the skill gap and now going back to the finance gap to digital transformation, especially when budgets are limited?
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for inviting me as well. So I have a bit of a very different approach on this. From the joke side, I think small business units are doing fabulously well when we look at the public market, what's happening and IPO and all. The second thing is I started Shop Kirana with 3 lakh rupees around 10 years back. And today we move 5% of Clinic Plus of this country via Shop Kirana. 4% of Fair and Lovely move via us. And everything happens because of the technology thing, right? The point is, I don't really feel that there's really a financial constraint to adopt technology and all, because most of the things are really free. When you start any kind of businesses, I mean, you can start website at free of cost. You can
and
adopt.
There are freemium models. So you can pay
everything
later.
is free, right? And what I feel it's more of a mindset issue. It's not of a, I mean, and I don't buy the fact that we go out and we I mean, one of the gentlemen asked, okay, government asks a lot of documentation. Yes, it's required. That's why, I mean, like,
They have to
see, I mean,
scream.
so we have to like understand that like when you run a like 1,000 crore of an organization, I mean, there's going to be a lot of compliances, right? I mean, if government has like 500 papers, we should become an adult and really understand the businesses runs like this. It's not a family which runs on just like words. The country runs on a piece of a paper. So business runs on a piece of a paper, right? So these are the mindset, like I feel issue. It's not really the financial constraint. And I think if someone can actually guide that these are the like 15 different technological stuffs and platform which you can just integrate and go live with your digital journey in next 7 days, it's really that super easy. It's not really that difficult.
I second that with Tanu. So Tanu is trying to be humble. I can give you, in 2 lines, I can tell he started with 3 lakh rupees. He has raised 400 crore rupees.
Wow.
And he does a top line of 1,000 crores every year. For last many years, he is doing that.
That deserves
He's
a
trying
huge
to
round
be
of
humble.
applause.
He's just
Yeah.
trying to say that money is not a constraint. We didn't get a loan of 50,000 rupees. Mohit and I were on a scooter wearing a helmet. Today, we are doing whatever we are doing.
Yeah.
But trust me, money is not the constraint. अगर आपने सही धंधा बनाया है, तो कोई भी आपकी स्टोरी बाय करेगा, आप पे पैसा लगाएगा. You have to be smart enough, you have to be intelligent enough to go out and explore. लोग आएंगे आपके पास. अगर आपने धंधा बनाया, if there is a profitability, आपके घर के बाहर लाइन लगेगी पैसा देने वालों की. Trust me, right, Tanu?
Yes, sir, I totally agree. I mean, it's really about like idea. I mean, like I was like discussing with Rajat. I mean, like from that mindset point of view. I mean, and Aditi is also right. I mean, like we really like look forward for American organizations, companies, and I feel it's not a bad idea because like I mean, see, electricity भी वहीं से आई, right? गाड़ियाँ भी वहीं से आई. उसके बाद में like I'm talking about the internet भी वहीं से आया, social media भी वहीं से आया. I mean, like the e-commerce भी वहीं से आया. So yes, there's an issue of mindset, right? I mean, we need to understand that like to do a business, we like the ecosystem need to celebrate failures, right? So it's not just one, like someone like started, and it's not like someone actually like from the government side supported like Mark Zuckerberg to start a social media company, right?
Yeah.
So it's a mindset thing. I mean, like if you have a mindset, then I think a lot of options are there.
All right, so it's a mindset thing. Money is not a constraint. The story sells clearly. Ankit, let me now shift focus to something that we were discussing in the earlier panel as well, and I want your views on this. How can data from digitization of MSMEs be utilized to enhance credit profiles and develop tailored solutions and incentives for startups?
Sure. Let me start by saying, I completely agree with Rajat and Tarun Tejas that, money is not a constraint. Absolutely agree with that. Money is not a constraint. अगर आपका धंधा अच्छा है, then you will have a line of creditors wanting to give you credit. But how do I let them know that मेरा धंधा अच्छा है? Now, the next chai ki tapri, if they look at Chai Sutta Bar and said, मुझे भी वहाँ जाना है, I want to reach them, right? They need to be able to talk about what they're doing. They need to be able to, earlier what used to happen was without digital payments, you could not show a credit profile. You collected all your money in cash. How would you be able to show a bank or any creditor your collection history or how your business is doing? And I think the big difference that payments or digital payments has made is one of the big differences, the fact that they've been able to show a digital history, the transaction history. For example, when we work with a few lakh merchants on the offline side, right? Right from the smallest of tapris to large enterprises. One way in which the small merchants have started being able to get access to credit is the fact that they're now able to show a digital history of what they're doing. The monies that they get every day collected through QR codes and other digital modes have now suddenly become a history, right? And that history opens up credit access to them. So I think that's one major change that has happened. The second thing is that history now allows fintechs like us or anyone else who's lending money to be able to tailor make lending products. Now you can't expect someone who's running a small kirana store or something to be able to say that I want large working capital loans. How do I do repayment and all of that? So we've actually gone into something called EDI, right, which is daily repayment. So from the settlement that digital payment players make to them, we actually deduct, the repayment. And it doesn't hurt the person, right?
Yeah.
Because he's taken a small working capital loan, and now on a daily basis, let's say he's collecting 1,000 rupees, he actually ends up getting 900 rupees and 100 goes towards the repayment of his loan. So that pinches him less, there's a seamlessness. And I think all of this has started contributing towards them being able to get access to more credit and being able to, fintechs being able to tailor make new products for them. Yeah.
While, Ankit spoke of the kind of new products that, fintechs are launching and are making it for startups. But Nitin, I want to talk to you about the key obstacles related to the digital transformation of MSMEs in rural areas. What are the obstacles that they are facing?
I think it's reaching through, not yet there, but when we started connecting artisans 10 years back, I mean, nobody knew in rural area what this digital thing is.
Correct.
How do you take a product online and sell? And nobody knew anything. People won't send us photographs on WhatsApp at that point of time because they think that if they send the photograph to us, their designs will be copied.
Yeah.
So, but from there to now, when we have like hundreds of people sending random photographs ki buy from us, and or you list our products on it. So the world has come a very long way in terms of, I mean, this whole digital thing moving towards tier 2, tier 3, and now in rural. Now, I mean, around 1,000 artisan groups who we work with closely. Now, most of them have started their own digital platforms, their channels. They are selling on Instagram.
Okay.
But the challenge still remains to, I mean, the hesitance of building their identity in a digital space.
It's still there.
It's still there. The hesitance is still there because that comes from a very, a kind of a mindset what we are talking, I mean, it will trickle down. It will trickle down. I still feel that these are very initial years. I mean, in a history of a country who is just less than 100 years of a history of independence, we are so young.
Yeah.
We're just warming up.
All right. Picking up from what he just said, there still remains a hesitance towards adopting digital infrastructure. Aditi, how can MSMEs ensure access to reliable and scalable digital infrastructure, especially in rural or underserved regions? Like he said, there's still a hesitance.
I guess.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah. So I guess MSME needs to look for the options that government is providing. Government are taking a lot of initiatives in rural areas, smaller places like training sessions, and working with NGOs to provide the educational toolkits as well as different robotics workshops. I'm being from a small town. I have seen the changes happened over a decade. So there are various tools and technologies are available, but we just need to believe in like there is a talent in rural areas, and we need to definitely uplift them by the digitalization initiatives that MSMEs can take. So I've seen there is one company, SkillNet. They are taking workshops daily, almost every week with the women's, with the children's over there and teaching them computer and teaching them education. So I guess we need to take more such initiatives. More MSMEs need to adopt it. Government is doing their own bit, but I guess government also needs some support from our side so that they can adopt the ways where the new talent can learn out of their initiatives. With the onset of 5G, adoption is amazing. Talent is having huge access to internet and a lot more information as it was a decade ago. So I guess they need to believe there is infrastructure, they need to join hands with government, and then they need to take those initiatives to the rural areas. It is pretty much doable these days.
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah. Anurag, let me come to you. You know, you're a clear-cut example of a traditional business that's gone digital and how and has benefited leaps and bounds. So you tell me, what advice would you give to traditional businesses, so that they become a part of this digital adoption?
Yeah, I'm so glad that you asked me.
What is still stopping them? And, from your own experience, why they need to do it quickly?
I think awareness, because if I talk about the namkeen industry or food industry, not majorly, very few people are very educated. Matlab, the namkeen, if the person can't do anything, I think he picks a jhara and kadai and he starts doing namkeen. They are not very educated. But now when the next generation is coming and entering into the business and they are getting change, they are getting into digital transformation, so it is helping business. So I think basic education and awareness is and hesitation also in small cities. So coming to the question that how traditional business to be transformed. So I have actually lived this era. Traditional namkeen in Indore, I mean, how namkeen and Indore goes hand in hand. And we in Indore, we just don't preserve tradition, we also celebrate it.
Yes.
So when we started, we had only 50 to 60 SKUs, and those were the traditional authentic taste of Indore. But we were very open, we were very receptive. Since it was a B2C system, retail, and we had given every thought to every feedback which customer had given us. That has developed the value chain. It has become digital these days, but it was actually value chain to customer that he is being heard. If you're presenting, say, banana chips in black pepper flavor, and he has demanded, I want cheese, I want yellow banana, I want big, long banana chips, and we have presented that. So that person becomes a brand ambassador. He keeps, actually that's the original social media, when the person goes to people and say that, no, I had requested this thing and they have continued it. In fact, I must tell you, I just remember that some of the products are named after the customers only. Like somebody suggested that you should start this kind of bhakar badi. So that bhakar badi is in the name of the person, Bharat Bhakar Badi.
Wow, okay.
And he goes to people and say that, go to that shop and they have a product in my name. Yeah. So that connects with the brand. I think it makes the person loyal towards the brand.
Absolutely, yeah.
So now and Ankit, this is actually social media. It does not come from US. This is offline social media of India, the mouth of the city, word of mouth. So.
All right. Okay, Anubhav, let me go to you. You know, how can MSMEs ensure that the digital transformation efforts are not only scalable, but also are sustainable in the long run?
So, see, talking about the social media, because of the social media, we sold out our story very well. Yeah. And that is the reason we reached offshores. We opened our outlets in Dubai, Muscat, Nepal, about to open in Canada. So, see, we can scale through it. We can generate the lead.
Quick, but how do you sustain
yes,
it? Yeah.
We can generate the leads and convert it and sell our product. But now the main challenge is the sustainability. How you're going to sustain. So, one thing is, again, you have to keep your eyes on the cultural shifts, product development innovations. So that can be done with the use of tools like, again, the social media. The food bloggers are very active. If there is a cultural shift in the product intake, so we keep our close eye in it. And again, talking about one more thing about the social media. So it is, nobody talks about it. That is personal brand. See, being an entrepreneur, you have to make your personal brand very appealing, because as a human, people connect with the people very easily, with the story very easily. And here when the trust builds. So what happened at the time of COVID, Sara kaam dhanda hamara band tha, so we asked the team members to comment on the big social media guys. Those charge hell lot of money. So what we did, we asked them कि सब जगह पे जाके लिखो call अनुभव दुबे सर, call अनुभव दुबे सर. वो उस समय कोई जानता नहीं था, तो लोग बोलने लगे है कौन भाई, इसको बुलाओ तो सही.
Yeah.
So without any charge, we got the opportunities to speak in those platforms. So you have to use these kinds of innovative, unknown tools as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So apart from that, again, talking about the sustainability, we use the POS, as I said, to make sure that what are the ingredients we are making are used in the same way. We are working on the AI to to stop the pilferages in our any kind of mishap in our stores. So we are working on it and looking forward to it.
All right, Rajat.
Can I add to this
Sure,
point?
go ahead, Aditi.
So I believe like technology is a crowded space these days, and MSME to sustain digitalization, they really need to focus on doing more with spending less. They have to precisely decide according to the priorities where to spend most of the funds in adopting technology and where they need to keep it to sustain it further.
And that is the whole point of technology.
Exactly.
You spend less and you do more.
But what happens, people these days carry away with a lot of advertisements and lot of FOMO is there. So they keep on doing a lot of stuff which eventually is not bringing any sort of results to them. So MSME needs to be very decisive around it, like what to do and what not to do.
Again, one point I want to add is that technology becomes absolute very fast. So you have to adopt it very quickly or get away with it. So trial and error, you have to do it with the technologies and the digital tools talking about it. What has to be very firm is your vision. rest everything keeps on changing. So you have to at least try once, whatever the digital tools have. It might work, might not work. But, and again, the second thing is make sure you train in-house. We talked about freemium once. So everything is available
You can
freely.
try and test, yeah.
So try and test.
All right. Nitin, you wanted
Yeah,
to
I
add?
just wanted to add that any kind of adoption, you know, I have this theory that any kind of adoption which has ever happened in the world, it goes on into 3 phases. First is early adopters who just jump into the thing and the idea stays and they validate the idea. Then there is the FOMO phase where people say ki hum to reh gaye piche and they jump into the thing. And the third ones are the who come the last, and that's a long tail adoption where people जो शुरू से ही resistant थे कि नहीं जाना है इस तरफ, they eventually follow because now that becomes the normal thing. That becomes the new normal.
Yeah.
Same happened with the internet, same happened with
Yes.
all kind of technologies which have come into the world or any new innovative idea. So I think we are roughly into the second phase where there's a lot of FOMO, but there's still a lot to go where people are going to adopt and they're going to follow this new normal thing and getting more into the digital.
Absolutely. So, you know, my next question, Rajat, is for you. How can MSMEs collaborate with tech companies, you know, to and for basically facilitating smoother digital transactions? Like we discussed, there's a problem of plenty. There's a lot available now. Aditi mentioned that, you know, founders need to be very decisive today. So what is that partnership? What is that collaboration that one should be aiming for?
I think I can answer it pretty well. I've lived almost both the lives recently. So one is from the MSME angle. We started like Kimerica, what I told you, and like whatever we are manufacturing today. We used a lot of tech and digital transformation to improve our processes. So like HR and sales and marketing, CRM, everything. So that is one thought process is whatever you are doing, you can have a digital transformation angle to it and a continuous improvement angle to it. Trust me, when Anubhav told about COVID, I realized in COVID, we were the worst hit. No hotels, no travels, 2 years, no sales. So my idea is one digital transformation you can incorporate in your current journey. And can you look around and find problems which you can digitally transform and create a solution out of it? So I'm just coming to my next thing. That when we were in COVID in 2020 and 2021, we had no business, no hotel sales, nothing. And just one fine day, I got a call from some of the delivery partners. I ordered something online, and that guy called me, कि भैया कहाँ आना है? बोला आपको एड्रेस लिखा हुआ है ना? नहीं, आप कहाँ आना है? And he's like just on the call 5 times repeated call. There I thought that if this is the problem, how we can digitally transform this, how we can create a revenue model, how we can create a business out of it. That is where we worked 2 years in 2020 and 2021. Like एक तो हमारे entrepreneurs के अंदर है ना kind of बोल सकते कीड़ा होता है. Like we cannot sit idle and no business.
Yeah.
So we tried innovating that and we created a digital addressing solution. We named it Pata and we made India, like Indore, first digital address city of India. And the problem was in today's world, we are talking to go to moon and Mars and people are talking about AI and everything. In Indore, India, every place you go, everybody address, वो मंदिर देखा है, वो hostel देखा है, उसके पीछे आने, आज भी addressing system वैसे ही होता है and when everything is available. So the answer is, and when we innovated in 2021, trust me, because the problem was there, the solution was right, we got over 7 million downloads in just 7 months of launch. So that was a massive thing. So my idea is, secondly, in that journey only I'll tell you that we started this product, but we didn't have access to customers. So I'll answer this question now. If you have to, you innovate anything, आप कुछ भी बना लो, but you have to speak to your end consumer. We were not able to do that because COVID चल रहा था, right? So we were not able to go out. We made a product. But finally, when we went out in the market, our product entirely changed. The problem was there, but solution was, like we spoke to drone delivery companies, we spoke to Ubers and Olas of the world, we spoke to a lot of car navigation system, Google Maps and everybody. Then we realized what is the exact problem that companies like Flipkart, you don't have an option where you can put a geocode. You can't take the geolocation on Flipkart or Amazon. You can take it on Zomato or like Ola, Uber kind of companies. So that is the thing that you can create a new solution, you can create new revenue models around, and also you can have a lot of transformation in current company. Like definitely you're telling that like we were talking about digital marketing and stuff. It is going global. How do you go out? So that's both the perspectives there.
All right. But, I want to ask this again. I asked this before. But if you could, Tanj or Rajat, whoever wants to answer this, regarding the transformation process for MSMEs, ensuring uniformity, how does one do that?
Kind of uniformity in the sense in the our own ecosystem.
Yes, your own
So I was
ecosystem.
telling you, so we use almost 10 different softwares. So one is for HR, one is for CRM, one is for lead management, one is a project management tool. We use a ERP, but the system should talk to each other. How you can collate the entire data, that every department of yours knows that how he can leverage that data more. So like I was telling you, we started this project called a digital transformation and data driven decision. So starting point the like हमारी फैक्ट्री में जो सिक्योरिटी चेक पॉइंट है वहां का डेटा तक हम उठाते, कितने लोग रोज अंदर आते हैं से लेकर कितने बॉक्सेस हम रोज शिप करते का एक चीज का डेटा होता है. एंड ट्रस्ट मी, एट एंड ऑफ द ईयर व्हेन यू जस्ट सी थ्रू एंड यू वांट टू सी कि हमें अब क्या प्रोडक्ट बनाना है, हमें नई फैक्ट्री कैसे बनानी है, इट हेल्प्स एवरीथिंग. सो आपको आई थिंक दैट इज, if you have systems but they talk to each other, you can create a lot of uniformity in your own ecosystem.
I'll add up on like these points, like what Rajesh said. There has to be like two-way communication, right? I mean, like we have like one of the biggest software company in accounts, like Tally, right? But Tally don't talk with each other, right? I mean, it's a one-way communication. So what are the entries I submit? I basically submit the entries of what I purchase and sell, right? I'm purchasing for some vendor and selling to some like customer, right? And they might be using the same software, but that Tally don't talk with each other, right? They Tally don't talk with my Tally. And if we can like communicate with each other, we can stop a lot of frauds and a lot of like non-compliances things like.
That was the thing. My father used almost Tally for like 20-25 years. And we had a fight over that. Ki, why do you want to shift to some other software? 5 lakh ka software kaun lagata hai 30 lakh ke dhande pe? But trust me, what Tanu is trying to say, we need to have tech also, which can integrate. You can have APIs talking to each other. You can have different softwares talking to each other. That is much more needed to build a uniformity in your own ecosystem.
See, this I think now this whole tech ecosystem is realizing that they need to talk to each other. This is now coming in last 4 or 5 years.
Yes.
People are talking more about how do we talk to each other. Because there is a solution for everything, but solutions don't talk to each other.
Yeah, I mean, like when we started like Shop Kirana, obviously it's a tech company, but all 3 founders are non-tech savvy. I mean, we don't come from any tech background and all, and so we claim it's a tech company and all. So we started like going to the market. We started like checking out the inventory software, sales software, like different ERP, customer engagement and all. The unfortunate part is most of these software people have developed by sitting in a laboratory. So none of these like companies actually went to the market and sold those Clinic Plus of A Groupies, MRP and all. So we realized, I mean, these softwares are not talking to each other, right? So the CRM system of bank, which is coming at my warehouse, picking up like 100 crores of cash, that software is not talking with the inventory software, right? So like, and that's why like companies need to innovate and they need to like create everything in-house, right? And I mean, like we have a very beautiful example of Alibaba and like 10 million plus like small businesses have taken advantage to go global and they are selling in Europe, they are selling in North America and all. And we have like beautiful opportunity and like we need to learn from these e-commerce platforms. So when I like list myself as a on a platform like Flipkart or Amazon or all these platforms, see the UI remain the same, right? It's a very uniform UI. It's not like I'm like changing the UI from the textile to apparel, like to a different. If I'm selling mobile, I will have a different types of like, obviously there will be a different SKU, different codes and all this thing, but most of the things remain the same. So these kind of awareness needs to be there.
See, that has to also come from the, what do you call, I mean, state side. There has to be some kind of a code which sits around the whole ecosystem altogether. But right now it's like everyone on their own. So there for a one solution, there are like 10 products in the market and they don't have a central code on how they interact. So they won't, so it becomes really difficult.
Startup ideas that we are discussing at this table. But let me quickly open the floor for some audience questions. We don't have much time. I'll take as many as possible. Can we get a microphone there, please? Very quickly, if you could kindly stand and a very short question, please.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, good evening to all of you, and thanks for invitations. My question is related to digital marketing. First of all, I promote Hindi as of Indian. So मैं ये बताना चाहता हूँ, like in India itself, मैंने startup किया था 2018 में, and I started as a digital marketing agency, as SDXL Digital Media Private Limited. But मैंने direct start किया था as a US based agency, just because of हमारे वहाँ पर leverage ज़्यादा था और हमें वहाँ पर supports मिलते थे. Just because of India में उतनी awareness थी नहीं. But in 2021, I switched back to India. I started my agency itself and with office. But again the same situation happened to me, that कि यहाँ पर जो small businesses हैं उतना support नहीं करती हैं marketing agencies को. अब start होने लगा, like all of those जो यहाँ पर हैं available, they know very well कि digital marketing कितना important है. Like sir ने बताया कि social media से importance था.
But if I get it right, आपका question में आपके problem में solve करता हूँ. It has to be crisp. You are asking that you started a digital marketing company in India and people don't support digital marketing, right? My say on that is it correct?
Questions थोड़े से different है यहाँ पर. यहाँ पर सिर्फ support से related नहीं है. यहाँ पर awareness से related है, like कि बहुत सारी ऐसी agencies भी हैं जो बहुत अच्छा work करें, because digitalization is a total of security. Security is बहुत important होनी चाहिए. बहुत सारे ऐसे freelancers हुए जो बहुत अच्छा काम करते हैं.
But ठीक है. So understood. I'll take on that question. That today ultimately what is business? माल बेचना है. आपको अगर माल बेचना है, हमारे ऐसे बहुत हमारे सब पापा लोग ये सब कहते हैं ना, यार घोड़ा अस्तबल में बिकता है. What is today's अस्तबल? It is internet. It is a digital world. Instagram, Facebook, Googles of the world. आपको वो करना ही पड़ेगा. So on his behalf and this forum also and our success, I can say that digital marketing in today's world is very, very, very important. People are shifting very fast. पहले आप दुकान तक जाते थे, मॉल तक जाते थे 10 किलोमीटर दूर, फिर आपको Amazon से, Flipkart से डिलीवरी मिलती थी. आपको करीब करीब 3 से 4 दिन में अब 10 मिनट के मॉडल आ गए हैं. Trust me, this is going to spoil the behavior of users so much that everybody will just go digital. So in today's world, आपका प्रोडक्ट अगर आपको दिखाना है, तो you need to have a good digital marketing agency, you need to have a good digital platform. हमारी बात करें, हमारे प्रोडक्ट्स हम शैम्पू, लोशन, कंडीशनर, शावर जेल बेचते हैं. ना आप हमारे फ्रेग्रेंस स्मेल कर सकते हो इंटरनेट पे, ना आप हमारा प्रोडक्ट यूज करके देख सकते हो, बट स्टिल people buy it. Why people buy it? Because we have a good digital marketing team who shows the product beautifully. आपको अगर प्रोडक्ट बेचना है तो उसे खूबसूरत दिखाना है, इंटरनेट की फर्स्ट चीज है, and where digital marketing helps.
All right. On that note, we'll have to wrap up our conversation. You can take your questions off stage. Thank you so much, panelists, for your valuable insights. It was an absolute fun session talking to all of you. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Well, what a power-packed session indeed. Another round of applause for our panelists, please, and of course for Shruti. I'd request you to please stay back on stage for our last conversation of the evening. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very interesting conversation lined up for you all, which is around attracting capital, building capacity inside key objectives, driving MSME growth in MP. And ladies and gentlemen, for that, I would now like to call upon stage our guest of honor, Shri P. Narhari, IAS Secretary, PHE, Government of Madhya Pradesh. Over to you, Shruti.
Joining us here this evening. Let me quickly get to the point. I think it's working. Can you just check? Can we have another microphone, please? Can I just check, sir? Yeah, it's working.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Let me quickly start. You know, what is driving the growth of MSMEs in Madhya Pradesh today? What are the tailwinds and how can this growth be accelerated further?
I think Madhya Pradesh is really doing well. And I would like to just mention I was the secretary MSME department some time back, and after the so-called good work that I have done, government has actually moved me to another department to do better work there.
Yeah.
So when we launched the MSME, when we launched the startup policy of Madhya Pradesh in 2002, I will first mention about the startups and also then about the MSMEs. So we were having 1,803 startups that is recognized by Government of India. Today we have 4,602. Okay. एक बार ताली बजाओ मध्य प्रदेश आप लोगों के बहुत सारे many of those guys who actually have established, and we had 764 women-led startups. Now we have 2,166.
That deserves a bigger applause.
Women-led startups.
Women-led
so
startups.
it's almost 40 to 45%. So when it comes to MSME, the growth of MSMEs, see MSMEs, I was listening to a lot of our panelists just now, one of the sessions that you were anchoring. See, startups and the MSMEs have done tremendously well in the last 4 years. And the growth story of startups in India, and I would say that startups and MSMEs have become the backbone of Indian economy as far as growth is concerned, employment is concerned, and most importantly, what is driving India is hope. So startups are the hope, I would say. And in Madhya Pradesh, we have progressed tremendously well in the last 4 to 5 years. And I would like to mention here that whether it is urban Madhya Pradesh or rural Madhya Pradesh, to many of those who are sitting here or to those who feel that how much growth really would startups and MSMEs take in rural India especially, I would like to mention here that after another 10 years, you will hardly see any difference between rural and urban.
Wow.
That is the phenomenon across the world that we are seeing, especially in developing countries and countries like India, where our growth rate is almost 7 to 8%. So I would like you to go and see, and most of you must be traveling. Go to Karnataka, go to Telangana, go to Maharashtra or Gujarat. And most of the roads, when you travel, you hardly see any difference that is actually there in urban and rural. So there is an urban-rural continuum which is actually developing. So first, we need to get out of this whole thing that there is going to be a major difference between urban and rural. Okay. So Madhya Pradesh, मैं आप सब लोगों को बताऊंगा कि भोपाल और इंदौर के बीच में 3 साल पहले 4 साल पहले कितने मोटेल्स थे और कितने डाबास थे. अभी कितने डाबास हैं आप लोग खुद ही देख रहे होंगे कि पहले जो है ना एक ही डोरी में रुकना पड़ता था, उसके बाद आगे बढ़ सकते थे. अभी आप देखो कि हर 100 मीटर पे, हर किलोमीटर पे you will find a dhaba or a motel. So these are also startups and these are also MSMEs that is actually driving the growth of Madhya Pradesh.
All right. My next question, sir, how can Madhya Pradesh balance the need for headline corporate investments with MSME growth priorities? How are you doing that?
See, corporate investments and MSMEs, they go in, it's a shared vision. It's a shared platform. And they complement each other actually. See, corporate investments, so when we talk about corporate in the sense, the big ones, or the so-called big ones, and when we talk about the MSMEs, the so-called small ones or the middle ones. And I'm telling you these days that what we are seeing is, like the Kimerica growth story that we talk about 10 years before, they were MSME, today they are a big brand, and no longer a MSME. And I may see that after 10 years, you may not see Kimerica actually. You might see something else in place of Kimerica. I'm just making you make a point to be noted here is that the growth of MSMEs is not going to be limited to actually reaching a particular point. The growth of MSMEs is also to transform. I mean, I would only mention that Kimerica would convert itself into something else and become a much bigger story than what we are talking about today. So, don't limit MSMEs to only MSME. Here, it is what I say is a shared vision or a shared platform or a shared platform where it is something which is transforming one to another. I was just looking at Anubhav Dubey, who's started the Chai Sutta Bar. I just want to mention here that whenever I go to my native place in Telangana, I used to see some similar kind of Chai Sutta Bar called by name Tea Time. Okay, so Tea Time. So I used to see why, this guy suddenly erupted and he's just, you see every kilometer there is a tea time. When I travel towards Andhra Pradesh, I saw tea time. When I travel towards Tamil Nadu with my family for some religious program, I saw tea time. And suddenly in 2024, that fellow is a member of parliament now, you know. He's sitting in the parliament, he's become a member of parliament.
He's the next
So
one.
I'm not telling that, don't get into this wrong thing that it's a wrong platform to jump into. I'm not saying that whether it's right or wrong. What I'm saying is a transformation. See the potential. A tea time guy who's actually been able to establish himself from a small, startup, so-called startup, to an MSME, to an entity where he is able to make himself, his valuation reach to a level wherein he has shifted from one ladder to the other. So here everybody needs to understand is that the ladder of MSME is limited. Whereas if you want to jump onto the bigger platform, you need to actually jump onto a bigger ladder. So this is where the complement lies. So you need to be able to envision yourself as to आपका जो लैडर है कितने सीढ़ियां हैं उसमें कहां तक चढ़ सकते हो ये आपको पता होना चाहिए. उसके बाद उसका एंड आ जाता है. उसके बाद आपको दूसरे ऐसे लैडर पे कूदना होगा जिसके और भी सीढ़ियां हैं. So this is where we are trying to see to it that our corporate and our MSMEs complement each other, share the vision, and are able to actually, the MSMEs need to transform to the corporate entities.
Very beautifully put, sir, and I love the analogy given by you. My next question is, how can the state leverage its geographical location, which is in the heart of the country, to turn into a base for nationwide growth led by MSMEs?
It's like we are the biggest advantage for Madhya Pradesh that I see is we are centrally located. And like our human body, like the heart is centrally located, and rightfully so, because the arteries and veins have to, pump blood. So also Madhya Pradesh needs to actually move, either moving of goods are concerned, or, we are one of the largest states with huge land potential, resource potential. So we need to focus on our strengths, and that is what Madhya Pradesh is looking at. Like many of the states don't have that kind of advantage what Madhya Pradesh has. So what we are looking at, with reasonably good population and with huge resources that we have at our hand, and what we are seeing is whether it is the train routes or the or the road routes, or most of these routes are crisscrossing Madhya Pradesh. We see the potential, and after the GST regime, I keep telling these things, is now it's no longer, it doesn't make any difference whether you are in Indore, or you are in Bhopal, or in Jabalpur, or you are in Mumbai or Kolkata. So that advantage Madhya Pradesh is looking at, and we are very hopeful that at least now, for now, you look at most of the North Indian states, Madhya Pradesh is one of the most important states, and the growth that you're looking at vis-a-vis other states, Madhya Pradesh is faring much better.
All right, so I also want to talk to you about the advantages of the cluster-focused development which is prevalent across Madhya Pradesh and what needs to change to grow this further.
See, Madhya Pradesh has come up with the cluster-based policy, and most importantly, we see a lot of literature that is available and worldwide also. A lot of this cluster-based development has happened. So the difference between a cluster-based development and a routine multi-product based development, what we see is that in a cluster-based development, the kind of units that come across and the kind of people that get attached to that particular cluster, there's a pressure group. There is a group which have they would want that their product is same, and in that particular cluster, their ability to actually talk to the government, talk to the market is much more than what multi-product based industries or industrial areas actually are growing. For example, I would like to mention, like say, Betul furniture cluster. So Betul furniture cluster, I would want somebody more, I mean, you should go and see the way it is actually developing. Betul has extremely good teak-based wood. So there is enormous amount of wood which is available. And there are already furniture-based units which are working over there. They came together and are establishing a furniture-based cluster over there. And in that particular area, the saw machine, the ARA machine which is called, so we have given permission for the ARA machine to be established in that particular cluster itself. We have come up with, we have asked them to actually develop combined technology that actually can be used by each and every unit put together. So these kind of resources can be mobilized only in a cluster-based thing, whereas in other kind of industrial areas, that kind of resources cannot be mobilized. That's what I would say. We should go for more and more cluster-based approach.
All right. So let me now shift your focus to the skills gap. What are the major skill gaps that MSMEs today in Madhya Pradesh face, and how can these be overcome and addressed through training and development programs?
I feel that, see, there is going to be this skill gap related issue for a long time. But what is more important is definitely the government is making its own efforts. We have come up with Global Skill Park in Madhya Pradesh, in Bhopal. And there is a lot of tie-ups which are happening with many industrial bigwigs as far as skill enhancement is concerned. There is a lot of work which is going on employability of engineering students in engineering colleges, in diploma engineering colleges. But I would still feel that there has to be a lot of efforts that needs to be put in by corporate entities, NGOs, or organizations which need to come in to bring in, come in to ensure that this skill gap is minimized. It cannot alone be done by government. It cannot be done by government. So we need to actually work together to ensure that the skilling part is taken care of, especially the skilled manpower at the lower rung is where we are facing a lot of problems. Like the Vishwakarma Yojana by Government of India is a very, very great step, I would say, to ensure that they are given not only training, they are also given implements. What I am missing out in this whole process is that private sector, corporate sector, or sector, those who are wishing that there has to be skill enhancement, are not themselves making an effort to come forward to actually do this, bridge this particular gap. So maybe that is something we need to work together to ensure that the skilling is done more and more effectively.
All right, let me now quickly talk about the administrative and the regulatory hurdles. We had a lot of founders here talk about that they don't have the awareness of what the government is doing, what they should be looking at, a problem of plenty. So how would you address the regulatory challenges of MSMEs in Madhya Pradesh? How can these be simplified for them?
Well, we have done a lot of work on this in this area. See, our own, whether it is our startup policies, our MSMEs policies, all these policies we have actually devised after a lot of discussion with the stakeholders, the those particular groups who actually matter for this particular sector. But what I'm also saying is that, see, there's going to be, as rightly mentioned, there's going to be some amount of regulatory work which cannot be escaped out of it. While I'm saying this, I'm also saying that there is now huge amount of awareness which is coming up. And what I would also mention is that I keep telling this many a number of times. I keep telling everybody many a number of times is that मंजिल तो मिल ही जाएगी भटकते हुए सही, गुमराह तो वो है जो कभी घर से निकला ही नहीं. तो lot of times what we see is ये जो गुमराह होने वाली बातें हैं ना, तो आप घर से तो निकलो पहले. भैया घर से निकलोगे तो कहीं तो पहुंचोगे. आप घर से निकलना ही नहीं चाहते हो और ये कहना चाहते हो कि बहुत रेगुलेटरी वर्क है, बहुत पेपर वर्क है, बहुत भटकना पड़ता है, बहुत घूमना पड़ता है, चप्पल घिस घिस के काम करना पड़ता है, तब जाके कहीं पहुंचते हैं. बट आई एम येट टू कम अप विद समबडी जिसने स्ट्रगल किया नहीं हो. आप किसी एक आदमी को तो मुझे बताओ जिसने स्ट्रगल किया नहीं और कहीं पहुंच गया हो. एक आदमी को तो मुझे बताइए. So, but what I'm saying is that there are a lot of change which is happening, and together we are making these changes happen. We need to, yes, bring down compliances, minimum compliances, and there is so much of work happening in that particular area. And the most important thing that I always tell whenever I come to this kind of gathering is, भाई आपको तकलीफ है कि एक आपके लैपटॉप पे बैठो, डेस्कटॉप पे बैठो, कम से कम मेल तो लिखो कि भाई आपको क्या तकलीफ हो रही है, किस तरह की तकलीफ हो रही है, कितने चप्पल आपको घिसने पड़े तब जाके आपका काम हुआ. कम से कम लिखो तो सही. देयर आर पीपल हु आर एक्चुअली वांटिंग टू लिसन टू. आप लिखिए. इफ यू आर फाइंडिंग अ प्रॉब्लम, राइट. इफ यू आर फीलिंग दैट देयर इज अ सॉल्यूशन दैट यू कैन एक्चुअली ऑफर, जस्ट टेक इट अप, write it down and send it to the right guys. There is somebody who's always trying to listen to you. That is what we should make a concrete effort. I am very sure that a lot of these things can come down over a period of time. Seeing there are people who have not, अगर आप ये कह सकते हो कि मैंने डिग्री किया ही नहीं, मैंने जो है ना 1000 करोड़ की कंपनी बनाई है, तो आई विल बी वेरी हैप्पी अगर आपने ऐसा किया है तो. बट कुछ तो पढ़ना होगा. ऐसा भी नहीं कि कुछ पढ़े ही नहीं और आप कुछ बहुत बढ़ना चाहते हो, ऐसा भी नहीं हो सकता. Somewhere or the other we need to actually move in that particular direction.
Very, very valuable insight. There is someone listening, so guys, please do write and speak out and offer solutions. So, you've touched upon this, but if you could elaborate further on the kind of incentives that the Madhya Pradesh government or the state is offering for MSMEs.
I mean, see, Madhya Pradesh is a pioneer. Madhya Pradesh abhi jitna de raha hai, we give 40% of incentive subsidy on the total amount of plant and machinery that you establish. Then over and above, in 4 years time, 25% each every year for scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, women, all those things. अभी मैंने एक होमवर्क किया था. मतलब बैठ के हमने ये बनाया था कि अगर कोई मान लो 10 करोड़ इन्वेस्ट करेगा, the return on investment provided that आप मिनिमम अमाउंट ऑफ स्टॉक भी सेल करेंगे. मिनिमम, लिसन टू दिस वेरी केयरफुली. समबडी जिसको अकाउंट्स आता है वो इजीली समझ जाएगा, मैं समझ सकता हूं कि इफ यू इन्वेस्ट 10 crores and if you are taking 40% subsidy on the plant and machinery that Madhya Pradesh government is giving, and if you are able to sell a stock minimum on whatever you are able to produce, minimum production तो करना पड़ता है, उसमें क्लॉज है. I am telling you that the return on investment is nearly 250% of whatever you are investing in Madhya Pradesh. यानी कि अगर मिनिमम प्रोडक्शन करके भी सेल करोगे, 5 साल में आप 250 गुना आप अर्न करोगे मध्य प्रदेश में with government incentives. So, and over and above, अगर आप एक्सपोर्ट करोगे तो और भी कमाओगे. So, my request to you is that please look at the policy very carefully, because क्या हो रहा है, तो धीरे धीरे क्या होता है, सरकारें भी समझदार है ना, हम लोग भी समझदार है ना, IAS बन के पढ़ के आए हैं, फिर हम लोग को समझ में आएगा तो 100 रुपए लगा रहा है और 250 रुपए कमा रहा है, तो सब्सिडी कम करो. हाँ, ऐसे ही होता है ना. तो बिफोर वी बिकम स्मार्ट देन यू, बेटर यू एक्चुअली पुट अप योर MSME और कमा लेना. ठीक है. So so other states are not giving that kind of incentive what Madhya Pradesh is giving. But yes, there could be issues. There could be issues pertaining to raw material, resources, a lot of other things. But what I am saying is make an effort to see to it that what is that better we are offering to you.
All right, so one final topic that I would like to touch is how can Madhya Pradesh attract capital to build capacity?
Oh, see, we are making enormous efforts. Today, I am thankful to Raja Sharma ji, who's called me over here. While my entire state government is in Sagar today. Yes. And my chief minister, my entire honorable chief minister, everybody from the state government, honorable ministers, everybody are in Sagar. And there's a regional investors summit over there. See, we are making all necessary efforts to ensure that we tell many a number of those guys from within the country, outside the country to come and invest. बट मैं आप लोगों से कहता हूं कि जो ओरिजिनल मध्य प्रदेशी है भाई खुद भी इन्वेस्ट करना भाई अपने इलाके में खुद भी इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हो एंड देयर आर सो मेनी पॉसिबिलिटीज एंड वी आर सीइंग दैट लॉट ऑफ दीस थिंग्स हैपनिंग एंड सी यू नीड टू सी वी विल मेक आवर एफर्ट्स टू सी टू इट दैट maximum investment comes to Madhya Pradesh and their efforts are in the right direction, I would say. Because you see many states doing many such efforts and we are also making it. But the best guy who knows about Madhya Pradesh is Madhya Pradeshi. You know the resources, you know the right persons to tap, you know how to navigate the system, at least you know somebody that you can go and approach. So what I would like to mention is that anybody from Madhya Pradesh should make a concrete effort to invest within Madhya Pradesh. See, we are the largest, I'm giving you just solutions, you know. There could be many possibilities. We are the largest producer of wheat in the country. We are the largest producer of pulses in the country. We have the largest forest coverage in the country, which no other state has. In the sense, we have teak, we have sal, we have the best forest produce in this country. And there is humongous possibility of food processing industry in this country. यार देखो सबको सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर ही नहीं बनना है यार देखो ये भी सोचना है सबको सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर नहीं बनना है सबको मतलब रतलामी सेम ही नहीं बनाना है कुछ और भी ट्राई कर सकते हैं हम लोग एंड toy industry or furniture industry I keep repeatedly saying that honorable prime minister has said this why should we import from China, or Indonesia, or so many other countries. Why can't we export from here? So there are enormous potentials. Don't go by, you know, only one. मतलब 2-3 ही करूँगा इसके अलावा मैं करूँगा ही नहीं. Don't take these kind of things into consideration. See to it where the market lies, possibilities, and niche areas where you need to see to it that this is where nobody is working where I can work and I can actually come up and do better things and make real good in this particular sector. So there are enormous possibilities that I would like to mention here.
All right, so on that note, we'll have to wrap up our conversation, but I'm sure I speak for everyone in this room. We would have loved to carry on this conversation. Thank you for being so candid and for your valuable insights and most importantly for taking out time to join us this evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for calling me today. और आई रिक्वेस्ट ऑल इंदौरीज की 8वीं 12वीं इंदौर को स्वच्छ बनाना है थैंक यू सो मच ऑल द बेस्ट
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Shruti, for that very insightful session. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we now turn to a particularly exciting segment of the evening, which is honoring the 10 exceptional small and medium businesses. Now, these enterprises have distinguished themselves not only through their excellence in their respective fields, but also by embracing innovation and digital transformation. Now, as pivotal contributors to the growth of India's MSME sector, their resilience and visionary approach serve as a source of inspiration. We are absolutely delighted to celebrate their remarkable achievements achievements tonight. And well, to felicitate the same, we of course have with us Shri P. Narhari and of course Shruti, and also I'd like to call on stage Ankit Gaur, Head Payment Gateway, Online Merchants, PhonePe. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we begin with our first felicitation of the evening, and that goes to
recognizing exceptional innovation and growth. Let's honor Digital Gurukul.
Please join me in welcoming Raj Padiyar, who's the founder and CEO, and Pawan Tripathi on the stage to accept this well-deserved recognition.
Going. Very quickly, I would like to ask you, what has been your growth mantra, and also talk to us about the current scale and reach of Digital Gurukul.
First of all, thank you very much. And on the behalf of entire Digital Gurukul team, I would like to thank the PhonePe and the Forbes for this prestigious award. Talking about the Digital Gurukul, so Digital Gurukul, we have started in 2015, and we have almost skilled more than 50,000 professionals for the digital marketing, and we are still doing it from our Indore and Bombay centers. So thank you very much. And we believe that people who are going to rule the economy will be should be the like educated in the internet. Yeah. So internet is the today's current economy, and we have to understand the power and understand the nuances of the digital economy to and leverage the power of the particular platform so that we can add value for ourselves and the businesses. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Very well said, and congratulations. Thank you so much for joining us here.
Thank you. Congratulations once again. And ladies and gentlemen, our next felicitation goes to
Recognizing exceptional innovation and growth. Let's honor the Kabadiwala.
stage Anurag Asati, co-founder of the Kabadiwala.
All right, Anurag, you're a one-stop solution to every waste chaos. Talk to us about your SaaS-based model. How have you organized the waste management sector?
Yeah, so we have started this in the year 2014. Like in the panel discussion, everyone is discussing about digitalization. So we are on a mission to digitalize all the kabadiwalas who have been working on, regardlessly, I mean, they are wandering over here and there to collect kabad and chillar kabad types. So we are making them digitized. So currently at the scale we are serving more than 5 lakh consumers. We are the only organization in India who are providing doorstep collection of waste management. Currently operating in 5 cities. Recently we have expanded our service in Mumbai, Bangalore, Pune, Hyderabad into metro cities. Digitalize almost more than 10,000 kabadiwalas. So yeah, hopefully we will be serving more than 1 crore consumer in the coming time. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, and we wish you the very best. Thank you so much, and many congratulations.
Well, now it's time for us to look at the next felicitation.
Recognizing exceptional innovation and growth. Let's honor Keoni.
And to collect this felicitation, may I please call upon stage Ashwajit Garg, founder and CEO of Keoni.
Born out of a mission to support forests and redefine responsible luxury. Tell us how you're doing just that and what's unique about your products.
So our mission is to clean the ocean from home, you know. Yeah. So we started our journey by planting a forest. It took us 8 years. We got a biodiversity award last year. Until then, we did not know what to do with the forest. We just wanted to plant a forest. But then now we work with 60 plus communities across the country. And we do sustainable, inclusive, wellness-promoting products that also positively impact the planet, you know. So, and the products are super innovative, I'll be happy to talk to you more, So products that enhance skin microbiodiversity and also, again, protect the environment around you.
That's the best mix. Thank you so much for joining us here and congratulations.
And now it's time for our next felicitation, and that goes to...
Recognizing exceptional innovation and growth, let's honor Apsara Tea.
This recognition, may I please invite the MDs of Apsara Tea, Vaibhav Jain, Yash Jain and Harsh Jain to please come forward.
Your Apsara Tea is an over 50-year-old brand. Talk to us about the kind of innovation you've brought to the humble tea and the current scale that you've reached.
So basically, we are 58 years old company, and what we are serving is चाय एक emotion है, एक celebrate करने का way है. तो हम what we are serving is the quality, good quality, and a thing, a legacy we are taking of our grandfather is consumer के दिल पे नजर रखो, उसकी pocket पे नहीं. So what we are is, we are delivering that, we are taking that legacy towards to our consumer, and we are going further for it. From basic,
So we have started our journey from a retail outlet, and now we are expanding to all modern trade channels like DMart, Pan India, as well as CSD stores, Army stores, and e-commerce channel as well.
What an incredible story. Congratulations, very well deserved. Thank you so much.
Many congratulations to you. And well, ladies and gentlemen, the company to receive the next felicitation is...
Recognizing exceptional innovation and growth, let's honor Bingage.
And to accept the honor, may I please invite on stage Gaurav Padiyar, founder and CEO of Bingage.
You help retail and e-commerce brands increase customer retention and through your reward and loyalty solutions. Talk to us about the kind of efficiency you've brought in for your clients in terms of ROI.
So when I started 10 years back, so we want to help retail and e-commerce brands by offering cutting-edge tools which are used by Amazon and KFC sort of brands, right? So where they actually leverage the customer data and foster their brand loyalty. So basically, we are helping with retail and e-commerce brands, small to mid-size, India and US. So where they can leverage their customer data, foster brand loyalty, and basically we help them to drive at least 10 to 15% customer retention, which helps them 25 to 30% increasing sales in month on month. So that's what we are doing till date. Thank you.
That's why the loud cheer from the audience. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
And well, with that, the next felicitation of the evening goes to...
Recognizing exceptional innovation and growth, let's honor Graphis IT.
Please join me in welcoming Siddharth Jain, CEO, and Aditi Jain, CMO of Graphis to receive this accolade. A round of applause for both of them, please.
All right, so Graphis ID, you're an IT staff augmentation firm. If you could throw some light on the business model and the kind of growth you've seen so far.
Thank you so much, first of all, Forbes and PhonePe for organizing this and having us being facilitated. We are really honored. Graphis ID is a staff augmentation company. We basically enable companies and startups to hire the best of talent. It's a completely managed tech team service that we offer. as we have seen throughout the night that we have discussed in detail about how technology is enhancing, evolving, and enabling businesses and companies do better, reach better. So not every, and we have seen founders to the scale of Tanu and others who are not themselves technical. So it becomes a big challenge for them as to how do we manage tech and how do we manage the tech talent. And this is where we come into the picture, where we come and say that, you know what, don't worry about the tech team. We are going to provide you an entirely managed plug-and-play tech team offering. And that's completely in-house. We are a niche-based company where we specialize in technologies like Node.js, React.js. I know it would be technical, so not for everyone. But yeah, so we specialize in a particular skill set, and we offer the best of talent to the market. We are also coming up with AI-based solutions which would empower students and professionals to train better for their interviews, which would help them more with employability.
All right, we wish you the very best for all your plans. Thank you so much and congratulations once again.
Congratulations to both of you. And now our next felicitation, and it goes to...
Recognizing exceptional innovation and growth, let's honor Class Monitor.
Let's give a huge round of applause for co-founder and CEO of Class Monitor, Vijit Pandey.
All right, you create holistic home learning solutions for children between 0 to 8 years of age. Tell us how many users you currently have and what markets are you serving currently?
So currently we are catering more than 2 lakh paid customers, which are spread across 13,000 pin codes of India and 9 countries outside India. And when I talk about the numbers, I mean, like I said, it's more than 2 lakh paid customers and 65% of India total population. I mean, in 65% of India pin code.
All right. We wish you the very best for all your growth plans. Thank you so much and congratulations once again.
All right, with that, the next company we are felicitating is...
Recognizing exceptional innovation and growth, let's honor Himalayan Organics.
Please join me in welcoming on stage Vaibhav Raghuvanshi, CEO, and Sudhiti Sharma, CMO from Himalayan Organics.
All right, you're a nutraceutical brand that provides plant-based vegan nutrition for wellness. Tell us what is unique about your dietary supplements and your beauty products.
So currently we are India's #1 like 100% plant-based supplement brand. And in last like 4 to 5 years, we have sold products worth more than 150 crores. And we are like in the homes of more than 1 crore people in India right now. So we have started our own manufacturing as well. So I think my advice for each and every entrepreneur over here is look for more possibilities. जैसे कि सर ने बोला कि काफ़ी सारी IT सेक्टर के अलावा भी possibilities हैं. Like what we have been able to do it, like अगर आप 1 रुपए की चॉकलेट भी 140 करोड़ भारतीयों को बेचोगे तो भी 140 करोड़ का टर्नओवर होता है. तो possibilities बहुत सारी हैं इंडिया में. So I think people should explore more areas.
Absolutely. Many congratulations. Thank you so much for coming here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next company we are felicitating is...
Recognizing exceptional innovation and growth, let's honor Chai Sutta Bar.
Please join me in welcoming Anubhav Dubey, co-founder Chai Sutta Bar, to the stage.
You know, you were on my panel, so I've asked you enough questions, but tell me, what is that one thing that customers love about your tea drinking experience?
I think it's a holistic product. It's not just the chai, it's the vibe which people enjoy. Yeah, in the cooler. And we ran a campaign because we're expanding global, so we ran a campaign called where we made a phrase called "Jo bhi chai piyega hamare desh ki mitti chumega," and we are working on it. I would like to thank P. Narhari sir because when we started in 8 years back, सर यहाँ के कलेक्टर थे इंदौर के और हम लोग बोले कि मैं क्योंकि यूपीएससी की तैयारी कर रहा था तो फेल हो गया तो मैं बोला हमारे जो इंस्पिरेशन है जिला के वहाँ पे जाते हैं तो हम लोग ट्रिपलिंग करके जा रहे थे सर के यहाँ पे तो पहले तो हम ट्रिपलिंग से एक आदमी उतर गया कि वही वहाँ पे पुलिस वाले गेट खोलते हैं, वहाँ से ठीक किए। और जब हमने इनविटेशन दिया सर को याद होगा नहीं होगा, सर ने एक चीज़ बोली थी, ऑल द बेस्ट। तो मतलब एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन से एक आपको रिकग्निशन, एक छोटा सा भी अगर आपको मिल जाता है ना कॉन्फिडेंस, तो वो अब 8 साल बाद भी आज मुझे याद है। So thanks to the administration of MP, and thanks for making MP startup policies. It's really helping, and thank you so much for Forbes India for having me here.
And thank you so much for sharing this story with us. Congratulations.
Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the final felicitation, and it goes to...
Recognizing exceptional innovation and growth, let's honor MSME Digital Runners.
And we are very delighted to invite on stage Govind Agarwal, founder and director, and Aarti Agarwal, co-founder and director of MSME Digital Runners.
Talk to us about digital runners. They deliver essential services to the remotest part of the countries. What kind of services do you deliver, and what is the kind of impact you've had so far?
So as sir said, urban-rural continuum. So we are on a mission to remove geography as a barrier for businesses to scale across tier 2, tier 3, and villages of India. So I proudly say that we have 40,000 runners spread across 26 states of India and covering 11,000 pin codes. And at Anaxi, we believe in data-driven growth, and it is not just businesses, it is also social organizations whom we have helped scale. So we did tremendous work during COVID for vaccination and other things. And right now also we are working pretty much helping large-scale climate projects implemented in rural geographies. So over a period of time, we have not been just able to help businesses make profits, we've also been able to create social impact, both in climate and livelihood of our digital runners. So, yeah.
That is so need of the hour. Thank you so much. Congratulations, truly very well deserved. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Shruti. And of course, Ankit is also here, and Shri P. Narari. But we would request you to stay back on stage, and I'd request to all the winners of today's evening to please join us on stage for a quick photo op. And many congratulations, of course, to you all. Please, all the winners, all the ones who've been felicitated, please join us on stage for a quick photo op. Can we please have you back on stage? Congratulations to each one of you. Thank you so much. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we conclude the formal proceedings of the evening. Thank you for being such a wonderful audience. Please do join us for dinner.